Yeah. Nah, no profit. Yo, where you at? Where you at? My homie Lou on the mic. The mother hosts need to stop. They ain't doing it right. If you ain't turned into Lou, what you doing with your life? Conversation so sharp, it ain't your usual night. We got athletes, entrepreneurs, even celebrities. Politicians discuss nationwide discrepancies. Hardcore tackling issues in our community. Spreading our knowledge, creating an opportunity. Tune in live with Liteskin Lou. Tune in live with Liteskin Lou. Tune in live with Liteskin Lou. Tune in live with Liteskin Lou.
Liteskin Lou. Liteskin Lou. Liteskin Lou.
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Live with Liteskin Lou. Today, y'all, as y'all can see, we got some very special guests in the building. But before we get started, I want to thank last week's guest, the first female undisputed super middleweight champion, Francois Scarboro Jr, for stopping by and showing love. Today, we doing it a little different. I'm about to turn the show over to my co-host, the beautiful, lovely KiKi.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show and thanks for tuning in tonight. So I know everybody is excited and ready to talk about the most highly anticipated fight. But first, let me introduce y'all to our special guest panel. So we have five-time world champion Antonio Magic Man Tarver here to give us his Tarver take. Then we have Bink from Slip Encounter Podcast and pro boxer Francois Scarboro Jr, whose record is 6-0 with 5 knockouts. And last but not least, our very own Liteskin Lou of the Live with Liteskin Lou show. And as you know, I'm KiKi, your host for the night. So now that we got that situated and out the way, let's get started. So first, y'all, let's do a quick recap on yesterday's fight, the Fulton versus Monster. Then we'll get into the weekend Spence versus Crawford card. So Bink, you go first. What's your thoughts on yesterday's fight?
Anyway, exactly what I thought he is, man. He definitely a monster. We all know Scooter, coming down the area, training down here, we seen him mature and grow as a fighter. But anyway, it's something different about that dude, man. From the way he came out from the first jab he threw, he landed the first jab, and how he reacted to the first jab, I said it's gonna be a long night for Stephen if he don't learn how to control it, if you don't get that under control. And it just played out the way I saw it after the first couple of rounds. But I want to tip my hats to Stephen for taking that fight, going over to Japan, the layover, the time change, what his body went through, adjusting for that fight in a new area, and just being in a new space and taking on that challenge. One of the pound for pound greatest fighters in the world right now, stepping up to that plate and doing it. And he didn't lay down; he fought. So I want to tip my hat to him for sure, and hopefully see him back in the ring soon.
Yeah. Okay, Tarver, your thoughts, your take?
Well, I was definitely impressed with Monster, of course. Hold on, let me what's with his voice? I mean, it came out, he really controlled folks from the skirt, and to have a fighter that really understand what he's trying to do to a fighter is a difficult task. He was confident. He has power in both hands. He set it up all night, the stab body over top of the right, but the saw he playing sort of like I like Ahmed a bit with that hand. He had the power, destruction that the Prince Ahmed had when he first came over, clipping everybody with a power shot. Saw some goes in the game as everyone has when you under the microscope. But I tell you, take a fighter with a lot of experience that you're gonna really surprise the power that's coming at him. Somewhat really seeing all how. So it's a lot of preparation for a guy like you. Gotta have a solid game plan. You gotta really believe that can make his mistake. The guy needs to be very defensive minded to be the guy because you're gonna have to get him that first wave of steam. A lot of times you gotta let guys exalt themselves a little bit, and that's how you gotta rely on defense to do that. Sometimes they can miss it. You gotta be able to catch these shots. Go back to some of your tapes, bro. I stole in the pocket, but I saw everything coming. And you gotta let these guys blow their steam. You got these guys, I thought to fault when he let his go with his speed, you saw he was effective, but he didn't come right back. You got to stay at that level. You got to rise to the occasion, But yeah, it's going to be a tough puzzle to solve. And again, when you have a guy like this that has a whole country on his back, it's good for boxing, man, because this is an international sport, we all know. And when you say world champion, that means everybody in the world. So I'm glad we have a fighter that has a whole country behind him. Man, he's right there, 124, 125. He can move up 5 pounds and get right into the action. So, again, he's 30 years old now. Remember, Pacquiao was 18, 19. He was a young kid when he made that transition, and he was able to move up into his weight. I think he probably can go as high as maybe 140, maybe 147. So, we can look for some big fights in the way. But, hey, that guy that was on the undercard, that kid, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, Ramirez, the type of fighter that won't be befuddled by all of this. You understand? He's seen it before. He's been on that stage internationally where he's had to adapt to all types of styles. That's why I say that amateur pedigree, that amateur background is priceless, bro. I'm telling you, it's priceless because when you get in the pros, you have to be ready for all types of styles.
Okay, Frankie, what's your take on yesterday's fight?
Man, my take. Anyway, started off flaming hot from round 1. He didn't really do nothing fancy. He stuck to the basics. Everything was sharp. A lot of the stuff he threw was powerful, and I kind of wonder how much power can a guy that came all the way up from 108 have. It was brilliant. I didn't really see any flaws in this game. I mean, if somebody was firing back, you could say that, but the power stopped that from happening because Fulton didn't fire back. I don't even think Fulton and his team made adjustments. That was a big thing. If he could have adjusted, I think the fight could have went a different way than what it went, but I guess we'll never know.
Okay, Lou, what's your thoughts?
Man, first of all, man, it was a beautiful, beautiful performance, man. I don't even know where to start. He just dominated from the start. The first 2 rounds, he came out and he just dominated. Although Cool Boy Fulton, he came out the 3rd round and he started coming forward. And if you guys y'all go back and look at the fight, he came forward and he asserted himself a little bit. But by that time, Monster had already established what he wanted to do. That punch that he knocked him out with eventually, he was setting it up the whole night. The left hook to the body and the right over top. He missed it probably 2 times in the first maybe 4 or 5 rounds. And then eventually he got him in the 8th round. I was impressed. I'm like Frankie. I wasn't really paying him mind like that. I seen what he was doing when he fought Nonito Donaire twice. But watching him yesterday morning, it was a beautiful thing. Set up shots. He cut the ring off. He showed why he was reckoning to be pound for pound fighter. The vertical jab, everything was just on point, man. It was just, he was one step ahead of Stevie Fulton. So even if he had better coaching or whatever you want to say about it, I just felt like yesterday Inu was just a better fighter. Yeah. At the end of the day, he was just a better fighter. He was a stronger fighter. He made adjustments. The thing that stood out to me, guys, was he's able to land power shots without loading up. He didn't have to load up. He's able to catch you at angles with power shots. That's big. Tarver, you notice, like, when you're able to stand flat-footed and not overload and throw power shots, that's beautiful. He's gonna be around for a while. And the fact that he showed up, I mean, he went up in weight and his power carried. That's a scary thing, man. I got him capping out probably around 135. I'm not sure if he go past 135, but what he showed me, the skills, just the jab, the ring generalship, it was a beautiful thing. So that's my take on it. It was a beautiful performance.
Okay. So now I just wanted to recap on that a little bit, talk about that because that was a good fight yesterday. So now let's get into the Spence versus Crawford fight cards. Starting off with the two undercards first, two of the undercards first. So we got the vacant WBC Bantamweight World Championship bout with Nonito Donaire versus Alejandro Santiago. So I'll just give y'all a little description, a little brief thing in case y'all don't know about fighters. So, Nonito is 40 years old from the Philippines. Alejandro is 27 years old. Nonito is a future Hall of Famer. 42-7, 28 knockouts. Alejandro is 27. His record is 27-3-5 with 14 knockouts. So, Nonito is looking to break his own record on Saturday of being the oldest bantamweight in history. He's giving it one more time, to get this title back. Because, of course, he lost the title to Inoue as well. And he's lost to him, I believe, like 2 times. So he said he has that energy and desire, and he is all down. He loves beating these young fighters. He said he loves beating them young fighters. He said all Mexican fighters are very tough, and they make it hard for everyone. But he said he's smart, knowledgeable, experienced. He can fight, box, whatever. He's ready. But then you got Santiago, who's trying to stay on his winning streak and bounce back since his loss to Gary Antonio Russell. But he's on a 3-fight winning streak. So now, y'all tell me, what's your predictions for this fight? Do you think the age and experience will play a part? So, Tarver, who you going with for this fight?
Well, experience and age always play a part. I think guys lost 3 times already. Russell beat him, so he's beatable. He's not like Inoue coming here with an undefeated record. All these knockouts. So I think I think the guy's going to be. I think Filipino the Flash will be pretty confident in this fight. I think this is a fight that he feels that he can win. And this is for a vacant title, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So with a vacant title, you get a guy in the top 10. I think he's not the killer that is in the weight class. So I think I'm gonna go with him on this one. To win this. I don't know if I knocked out. Probably he might want to get him inside the distance. That's usually how you really guarantee it. And with that left hook he got, he's still putting him to sleep. So if this guy is not slick, you can avoid that power, I think, you can look for Nino to knock him out.
Mm-hmm. Lou, what you think?
Man, old dog versus young dog. Before I answer, I think Junior is in here. You see him?
Oh, let me see.
Yeah, let's let Junior, the golden boy, in here. I think he's in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
what's up, guys? My apologies, yo.
That's okay. Sorry about that.
Good.
No problem.
Yo, wait, that's Antonio Tarver. Wait, is that really Antonio Tarver?
Magic man right there, baby. You are looking at royalty right
What's
there.
Up,
it's an honor, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, so right now we're talking about the undercard, Nonito Donaire and Alejandro Santiago. So Lou's giving his take on it. So we'll get around to you. We just going around.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this fight. Of course, those are the belts, like Tonio Tarver said. Those belts was relinquished because Enno he went up in weight class, so I guess he had to relinquish the belts. So now they doing a tournament, which I do like. Like you said, they always pick in the top 10, if I'm not mistaken, to do the tournament. I think this is a good fight. Nonito Donaire, of course, he fought Enno twice. First time it was unanimous decision. Second time he got KO'd. I forget what round it was, but Nonito, he has some great attributes. You know, he has he got punching power, speed, ring generalship. This man had been in with some top dogs. He's a future Hall of Famer, if I'm not mistaken. So every old dog always got tricks up their sleeves. So for me, and I hate to say that because it makes me feel like I'm old because I'm approaching 50, but you know, you just don't play boxing. These guys got experience, they got angles, they got things that they can do to you to subdue your athleticism, your speed, setting traps, things like that. So I'm gonna go with Nonito Donaire because this young guy, Santiago, I watched him get dominated by Gary Antonio Russell. He doesn't have the punching power. Like you say, he's 27 and like 3 or 14 knockouts. I don't think he has the skills and attributes to being there with a fighter, a future Hall of Famer, Nonito Donaire. But sometimes the hands of time shows up at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? So it might be one of those fights, may or may not. But if I had to be a bet, if I was a betting man, I'm going with the old dog, Tarver. I'm going with the old experienced dog who sit in the yard, who just sit there and say, "Look, try me if you want to." That's what I'm going with, KiKi.
All right. The Filipino Flash.
That's right.
All right, Frankie, what about you?
It's all gonna come down to Donaire's skill, and then it's gonna come down to his will. Like you said, is one of his last fights approaching, and I think he wants it bad. However, like you said, Lou, Father Time it's undefeated.
Yep.
However, athletes performing at their peak longer and longer. That's what it's gonna come down to. Father Time. It's gonna come down to what he's been doing behind closed doors, and if he wants it bad enough, he's been doing the right thing. So I'm gonna put money on the net.
Yes, sir.
He look like he's ready. Okay, Bink, what you think?
Kind of the same thing everybody else is saying. You know, where's his physical state? You know, mentally he's saying, I want this fight. I'm the best shape. You know, I'm gonna go get this guy. But you know, as we start getting older in age, you know, we start reaching different peaks. So where's his peak at now, and how well can he perform at the age he's at now? But then again, 40's not that old. We've seen a lot of guys fight at the age of 40 and get it done. So you know, him being a Hall of Famer, a legend in the sport, you know, I kind of compare him with like Chocolatito and like that level of fighter, that comparison of activity and you know what he brings to the ring. So I think he still got at least one more left in him. But like everybody else said, Father Time. What's Father Time got up his sleeve?
Okay, what about you, Junior?
I want to go with Nonito Donaire, but you know, I'm gonna go with my teammate Chaz, you know, franchise, because let's really open up and unpack that whole thing about him being older. You wonder how many all them wars he's been in. He's been in a few wars. He doesn't get in stupid wars, you know, it's wars that all right, I have to dig deep type of wars where skill is matching type of thing. But I always tell this story, like there's so many pros that I won't name that for that a high level that I talk to, and they always say it can happen in one round. I got old in one round. Or I talked to another pro who's like, I wanted it back, but I sat on the stool. I heard the 10 second. I tried to get off the stool. My body would not let me get off the stool. And he's like, I wanted it bad. And those things I always think about. I always think about that type of stuff. Like, you know, that, and in the fight game, it could just be one round. You look good, look sharp, go back, and all of a sudden the next round you're old. So if those situations don't happen, if the wear and tear isn't too bad from the in-the-way fights, he should be fine. I think he should be just fine, because what I've learned with boxing with pros all my life and being in the ring with really good pros is they see things, even if you're a smart fighter, like a smart young fighter that thinks 2-3 moves ahead, they sometimes already been there, done it, and they think 4 and 5 moves ahead, to the point where they pat you on the butt after the round and say, good job. You know, so he always see it, and it keeps you calm, keeps you relaxed, because he already see what this kid done did, and been in it with 6 other guys that already did what this kid's done. So this kid got to really do double moves and try to feint, see if he can get Nonito to bite, and that would be very, very difficult to do.
I agree. Okay, so now next up we got the co-main event, the WBC and WBA lightweight title eliminator.
I like this.
So we got Isaac Pitbull Cruz 25 years old, record 24-2-1, 17 knockouts versus Giovanni Cabrera, who's 29, 21-0 with 7 knockouts. So you got the pit bull. He's hard hitting. He has the rugged offensive approach. He been producing back-to-back knockouts. His last 2 fights, he stopped former champs Gamboa, veteran contender Eduardo Ramirez. So this win could get him on his way into a world title, and he's craving another world title opportunity in the lightweight division. And then you got Cabrera, who's undefeated and has defeated at least 7 undefeated fighters. He's ready to make some noise and leave his mark in the sport. And he wants to make a statement. And he said he's going to make Cruz feel uncomfortable and take away his power. So then you got also Cruz. He wants very much to win this. He said his dream and his goal is to get this rematch with Tank. I don't know if it ever happened, but that's what he's trying to go for and show everybody he deserves, to face him again. So I'm gonna ask y'all, what's y'all predictions on this fight? And you got let me say, so the height, so Cruz is 5'4" and Cabrera is 5'9". And then you got the reach of Cruz is 63 and Cabrera's reach is 71. So I'm thinking, the height and reach could play a part, who has the advantage. But give me y'all predictions. I'm gonna start with you, Bink.
Man, so with Cruz was 5'4" and Cabrera's 5'9".
Yes.
I just see that torso in front of him like a heavy bag, and just see Cruz going to work. If he don't give Cruz something to respect him to keep him from getting inside, it's gonna be a either long or a short night for him. I remember Cruz's American debut, and I seen him come out, and I said, "Who is this? Who's this boy? No neck, head swollen." And we started throwing him punches. I said, "Lord have mercy, this dude is a problem." And then he fought Tank, and Tank was hitting him with everything but the kitchen sink. Yes. And he was still there. And I said, "Oh my goodness, this boy's a problem." So I think he has the right opponents in front of him right now, to still look good and still, put in his tickets for that world title shot to try to win that lottery for it. And I think Cruz walks away with this one with another KO victory.
Okay. What about you, Frankie?
Cruz gave Tank one of the toughest fights I've ever seen him in. And then after that, I continued to watch him. And a lot of people don't realize that the shorter fighters are the hardest fighters. They're hard to keep on the outside, especially when they start applying defensive pressure. And I don't even know if they've been training for the defensive pressure. It's not really something that you can train for unless you get guys that really know what they're doing in the gym. So, of course, I'm going to go with Cruz because I've seen what he can do. And it's one of those things that you really can't stop unless you got the will to stop it. I mean, you can stop it for a couple of rounds, you know what I mean? But eventually, your guy's going to start breaking down. And from what I've seen, Cruz is a master at breaking his opponent down.
That's true. How about you, Tarver?
I think Cabrera comes in with the right game plan. I just don't know if he has the talent or the skill set to execute. You have to realize that Pitbull has gotten much better since that fight with Gervonta Davis. And, he's improved to the point where, he's really in his bag, so to speak. And I think he's trying to prove that if he's not the best, he's the second best fighter in that lightweight division. And right now, being the second best, man, that's a lot. So if he can have another impressive knockout, I think with his fan base and with the boxing fans loving his action and the way his style of fighting, I think there will be some demand for someone with those belts to step up against Cruz. And he's probably one fight away from, the fans demanding he fight Gervonta Davis again because, again, that fight was competitive and he put Gervonta in position and he was still a young fighter. So he's grown and aged a lot since then, and I think a rematch we can truly see how much he's improved.
Yeah, that's what I want to see that. Okay, Junior, what's your thoughts?
Uh, I want to go with Pitbull because when it comes to the high event, yes, he has a high event, but can he utilize it? Like Frankie just said, they could be difficult to fight, especially with how they come in. What he should do is have this in his face all night long, not just like putting his stick out there, feign him or whatever, and shotgun jab and whatever. I mean, like really, until the referee says stop, you blocking him just like this on the camera. Where you everywhere he go, control him, uppercuts. Even if you say, "Hey, don't you can't stick, can't stick." Oh, okay. Then I'm just gonna keep doing this, and then keep touching his glove. If with a guy like Pitbull, they're non-stop type of guys, so you already have to train that no matter what, this guy's gonna throw 60 punches around at the least. You have to already think that way. So now you have to go, okay, so my guy might, let's say, I don't know what his punch output is, but I want to say it's nowhere near Pitbull's. So Giovanni's gonna have to make everything count. Don't move too much because it's way easier to get with a guy like Pitbull. It's so easy to get exhausted. You can be boxing a guy all no problem with, but the ring will get smaller and smaller. It's way easier to get exhausted. You can be more exhausted and walk a guy down than be exhausted and try to keep a guy off you. It's way more difficult. You can sit there and hit a guy, turn him, and then he right back on you, and it just slowly wears you down. So if I'm him, I was like, okay, make sure you don't move too much, but make it to where you're going to more real estate for a reason. He has to have his feet set. So Giovanni has to sit there, make him have to commit. And every time you see his feet set, throw something. Something. You have to put something out there. And then, so even if it's a throwaway shot, just to get him to relax and think that, oh, he ain't got nothing coming. And then throw 3 shots and then the last 2 is hard. Do that. But every time you move, make him commit and then now go back the other way. Walk him this way. See if you can make him follow you and drop a brick on him. Different things like that. But with Pitbull, that would be difficult because at a certain point, some point with a guy that is non-stop as Pitbull, you're going to have to plant your back foot, know your angle on the inside, and shoot. He's a sucker for an uppercut all day long. Pitbull's a sucker for an uppercut. He's gotten better, though, at it. His skills, he's not just a walk-in guy no more. Now he will sit there and he'll come off a different angle. He'll sit there and give you 2-foot feints and make you think he's coming in. He's not improved on that. But with him improving on that, you have to then counter that and be like, okay, once he comes sooner or later, I got to make him feel me because it's going to be a point where I'm going to have to throw 3 and 4 shots where he's going to cut me off. But if he can't utilize that, it's Pitbull all day. And then he's going to put pressure on the other guys to make the big fight again.
Yeah. Okay. Lou?
I'm going with Cruz. When I first seen this matchup, I was like, "Is this a joke?" I was thinking of Rocky and Drago, man, and the movie Rocky 4, man, like real talk. Because I'm like, this dude like 5'9", Cruz 5'4". But one thing about boxing, we all know this: styles make fights, and the fighter who uses their advantages, that's the fighter who's going to win.
Sweetie.
I don't feel like Giovanni Cabrera has the ability to keep off a fighter like Isaac Cruz. He's fought the better competition. Now, don't get me wrong, Giovanni, he's beaten 7 undefeated fighters, but as I went back to comb back and peel back the onion, he's beaten some okay competition, and all of this stuff matters. I think at the end of the day, Isaac Cruz, with his experience, I got him winning either a late round stoppage or a unanimous decision. Now, I know he's giving up 5 inches. I just feel like with his experience and his ruggedness and his competitiveness, I think he'll probably stop him in the later rounds.
Okay.
Indeed.
Okay. All right, y'all. So now to this highly anticipated main event, the undisputed welterweight world championship. We got Errol the Truth Spence Jr. versus Terence Bud Crawford. So we got Errol Spence, who's 33 years old, 28-0 with 22 knockouts. Bud, 35 years old, 39-0 with 30 knockouts. So Okay, so Errol is the WBC, WBA, and IBF welterweight champ, boxing top star, 3-belt world champ at 147, U.S. Olympian. Bud is the WBO welterweight champ. He has the fast hands, high ring IQ, excellent counterpunching ability. Both of them have beat Kell Brooks and Porter. So, and then you got them both who are undefeated.
Yes.
Both have had outstanding camps. Spence being trained by the trainer of the year, Derek James. Crawford being trained by Bomat. So both have had these layoffs now, y'all. Both have had layoffs. Spence last fight, I think, was about a year and a half ago. Then you had Crawford last fight was about 7 months ago. So in this fight now, Spence is looking to become the first undisputed welterweight champ in the 4-belt era. Then you got Crawford, who's looking to be the first male boxer to become an undisputed champion in 2 divisions. So we're gonna start with you, Tarver. Who are you going with? Why and what round? Or do you think it's gonna go the distance?
I mean, I don't like to predict who's gonna win and all that, but I just, tell
Give us
you,
Tarver's take.
I've always liked Bud Crawford. I'm a fan of Bud's. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard for me in this one, but Errol Spence is hard. It's hard to pick against him, man. Like, kind of brings that type of energy to the fight. He's hell bent on breaking Terence Crawford, and I don't think he gets it done now. So it could be another way that he could possibly win this fight and make it more, less hazardous for him. But if he's hell bent on coming in here and just like he's gonna just blow through Crawford, I think it's the wrong game plan personally, because I just know Crawford, man. It's gonna take more than pressure to beat this guy. It's gonna take more than pressure to break this guy. When you look at both of these fighters, they both got death to be here this Saturday night. Blood got shot in the head. That didn't break him. And with Errol Spence, of course, we know about the accident.
Yeah.
So this is what this fight means, to both of you guys. And it's hard to pick. I mean, I don't want to favor no one. I just want to see a great fight between 2 great fighters. And unfortunately, it can only be one winner. Everybody, you're either going to be right or wrong. There's only 2 guys you can pick from. So, it's a 50-50 chance. But I like Bud, and my reasons for liking Bud is just I've witnessed him do more, seen me capable of doing more. I've seen him win in various ways. You know what I mean? Even though I've seen Errol Spence win in the same way a lot of times, and he's prepared to do it again. He just feels that he can put enough pressure on anybody and break him. But in this particular fight, I think he's going to need a plan B and a plan C if he's going to win this fight.
Mm-hmm. I agree. But Lou,
Man, I gotta tell y'all, man. Boxing is back, man. Boxing is back, man. We getting the fights that we want. I was talking backstage. I'm so excited. Just think, this fight has been in the making for 6 to 7 years, y'all. 6 to 7 years, and now we finally getting it. Although people might say, well, they wish they were younger, this, that. Man, damn all that shit. The fight is happening. That's all we need to know. These guys are still in prime condition. I've been following them since the fight has been signed. These guys are good. I'm going with Crawford because I feel like Crawford, he's very athletic, IQ, great footwork. He's a switch hitter, very skilled. I just feel like at the end of the day, that's what it's going to come down to. Now, don't get me wrong, Spence is a hell of a fighter. You know what I'm saying? He got the jab. He has the same attributes as Terence Crawford. But I just feel like when it comes down to it, the more skilled fighter is going to win. And I feel like that's Crawford. I was watching the tape with Spence and Porter, Spence make a lot of careless mistakes. Like he'll like assert himself whereas though he don't have a position to come back. Like when he throws punches, he'll take his lead foot and he'll always be in a position where he can be countered and not being able to do anything. Those are the type of things, the mistakes that you make in a championship fight at this level that will end up being your demise. So for me, that's the reason why I'm going with Bud, because I think Bud will be able to capitalize on these deficiencies that I've seen in Errol Spence. But it's going to be close. I got it 51-49 Spence. And I want everybody to know, like, when I was making my prediction at work, Tarver, people was getting on me, man. Like, Lou, you going with Spence? You going with Crawford? I'm going with Crawford for what I see. Now, I could be wrong because this is a type of fight where you could be wrong. It's a pick 'em fight. But me, Liteskin Lou, personally, I'm saying that Crawford 51 and Spence 49. Can the fight go either way? Can it be, Spence win? Yes, it can. But I'm going on record today to say that Crawford is going to win this fight by split decision. That's my take.
Okay, good take. Okay, Bink.
Woo. man, it's shark season. It's shark season, and I have don't think I'm slacking on Crawford, but I made this pick months ago, like almost a year ago, and I say no, I'm a rock with Spence, and I'm not going to backtrack and double back on Liteskin Lou's show. I'm gonna stick to my guns. All right, it's a great fight. It's a 50-50 fight. Either guy can walk away victorious in this fight. I love what Crawford does, man. Like he's so versatile. I don't know if y'all remember the show The Rugrats. Like Tommy Pickles had that screwdriver. He did everything with that screwdriver. That one screwdriver, he did a lot of shit with that one screwdriver. But then you got Crawford. He got the multi-tool. He got the screwdriver. He got the Phillips tip, the flat tip, the torque tip. He got a multi-tool screwdriver, so he can use that one screwdriver and turn it into 10 different things. It's like he's so versatile and can pull out whatever he needs whenever he needs it. Like when he was down against Sean Porter. I'm down on the card. What you mean I'm down? I'm down? Let me go adjust my screwdriver and go make the adjustment I need to go get the job done. That's what I love about Crawford. But when I look at Errol Spence, it's like, man, the guy is tough. He's been hit. He's been in tough fights. And I feel like physically he's the stronger guy. And I'm looking for him to enforce his will, enforce his strength, and go get Bud. Maybe it turns out wrong for him, with the adjustments that Crawford can make. Maybe he walks Spence into something and puts him down. But that's what makes this fight so interesting, because both of their strengths play into each other. So we don't know until we see a fight night. But I'm excited, and it's shark season, baby.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Ready, Bink, you ready?
I'm ready.
What about you, Junior?
Still going back and forth. I want to say Crawford. I do want to lean towards Crawford, but it's for a certain reason. And I really, it's such a high stakes fight. That's why I'm asked that. I can't wait to get to the legend and see what he say. But basically, what I've been saying on the show was, I noticed. I think both guys had the capacity to hurt the other, but it's how either one will recover. So I remember Spence from the amateurs, and I remember Bud from the amateurs. I remember both of them getting hurt in the amateurs. Buzzed, I would say. But in the pros, the gloves are smaller and the yada, yada, yada.
Yes.
One thing I've noticed with Bud is where you got different words. First of all, when you get hurt, there's different ways you might get hurt. Your head be clear, your legs be gone. You know where you're at, and you're trying to get your legs back. Your legs are strong, but you seeing 3 and 4 things of that type of situation. It's different type of ways. I noticed with Bud, when he gets hurt, whether he's hurt or he touches the canvas like Mean Machine, his head is clear. He still knows everything that's going on around him. The Gamboa fight, the Mean Machine fight, he still is pretty aware. His legs come back. He pretty much does his thing, keeps it going. Errol, when he gets hurt, everything freezes. From the amateurs to his, I want to say his 9th or his 8th pro fight on Showbox. I forget the guy's name. I feel so bad. I'm sorry if I disrespected that guy. I forget your name, man. But he hurt Earl right at the end of the round with an overhand, froze him. Then you have the Ugas situation, the Garcia situation. Every time he gets hurt, his whole body locks up every time, and it's always the same shot over here every time. And Ugas and Danny didn't know what to do. They looked at the ref. They stopped. You can't do that with Bud. Bud's gonna leap in with a hook and try to take his head off. But my biggest thing is, if he freezes, who's gonna recover first? Whoever gets hurt first, who's gonna recover first? I've heard no one ask that question. If everybody's saying this might be a Hearns Leonard type of fight, then you know about that fight and me knowing, having ties to both guys. They both were hurt in that fight in different ways.
Yes.
Multiple times and had to push through. And I'm not sure how either side is going to go on this. But my biggest thing is with the skill sets. And another thing that I forgot until Top Dog was on the show and mentioned it. Bink, you remember? Top Dog said, you said, you wasn't at this tournament. I was at the tournament and Day fought him. If y'all know David Grayton, Day fights him. Day fought her all the time. And he had problems with southpaws because he saw so many right-handers. And I said, huh? And he said, you don't remember that? I said, nah. He said, man, he gave him a problem every time. Aggressive southpaws always gave Earl a problem. How does that turn with Bud? But when he fights Ricky Burns, of course, Ricky Burns is now Errol Spence level, but he was hot at the time. Bud comes out right-handed. Jab's getting too close. Go look at the interview with him and Teddy Atlas. Switch southpaw. He said, why did you switch? He said it was getting too close. I had to change the distance. And then the whole fight changed completely. That's another aspect we have to think about. Then you have to wonder, as this fight goes on, is Bud gonna be stupid enough when he gets hit, he turns into Holyfield. He want to get it back right then and there. He don't wait. He want to get it back right then and there, which is good and bad. But you said that he always go in. My thing is, if he gets hit and he stays in that pocket with Earl too long, Bud stays in that pocket too long with Earl, that's when the body shots start to land. Because we all know Earl's not with the pull slide or this other stuff. Nah, he fights in 3 lanes. Here, he steps over, then he pulls here, then he goes back here. It's 3 lanes each time. And every time he does, it's always to make a slight turn here to another body shot, go behind your elbow, go to the solar plex, go to the floating ribs. He starts to physically break you down. I don't know who I'm picking. Y'all not gonna make me do it. I'm not doing this with y'all today. Okay. Moving on.
You'll figure it out.
Yes, man.
What about you, Frankie?
Oh, my bad. So you got 2 guys that pretty much can do the exact same things. They're both smart. They're both strong. Terence Crawford may be a little faster, and I'll give him that. But I think that this fight is going to come down to who is in the most shape. And hear me out before I say this. Terence Crawford, before Errol Spence got in the car accident, he probably could have pulled it off, because like I said, it all comes back to what's done outside of the ring. And I'm pretty sure we all knew Errol Spence outside of the ring before the car accident. However, he got a second chance at life. And with that second chance at life, I think he's making the best out of it. I think he's doing the right things. I think he's putting in that much extra work. And going back to you, JR, you said that Errol Spence has been hurt. It's a difference between being hurt and getting caught with a good shot. Ugas caught him with a good shot. I don't think it hurt him. He hurt the man. He was looking for his teeth, making sure they ain't fall out. Danny Garcia, he caught him with a good shot, but it didn't hurt him. His A fight, that was probably him being hurt. But I've definitely seen Terence Crawford hurt. And I've seen him hurt by, what's his name, Gamboa. I've seen him hurt by Gamboa. If Errol Spence catches him with that same shot, the fight may be over. Sometimes you get hit and you just can't recover.
Mm-hmm.
Spence is made for war. He's war ready. I believe that he's gonna go out on the shield if he has to. I don't think anything can stop him. I think he's country strong. That's a different type of strong. I'm pretty sure we all know that. It's a completely different type of strong. And I think he wants it more. I'm not saying that Terence Crawford doesn't want it, but I'm just saying I can relate to Errol Spence a little bit, just by the things he does, the way he acts, and I'm definitely going with him because I see that dog in him, and a game recognized game.
Okay, so do y'all think, now let me ask you, because I saw this somewhere I was looking at yesterday. Do y'all think the winner of this fight can go down as the best pound for pound on the planet? Tarver?
I think that's a far good conclusion. I think, yeah, the winner of this fight should be one pound for pound. This is the first undisputed welterweight champion. You know, welterweight is a glamour division.
Yes.
It has the most legendary fighters in it. And to think that this is the first undisputed championship, yeah, you guys are set that away. I think, when you look at beating each other, getting another undisputed champion in your resume, another undefeated champion on your resume, yeah, I think UA is number 2, but I think the winner of the fight is one pound for pound and could be the new face of boxing for a temporary period of time.
I'll let you say temporary. Oh man.
Y'all, anybody else got to take on that?
I got to take on that. I like what Magic Man said. I do. I really feel like that's 1 and 2. Monster Inu, he put his bid in yesterday, and it's up to Crawford and Spence to counter that. If they come out, whoever wins, and be magnificent in their performance, I think that will catapult them to be the pound for pound champion. But they have a chance to do it. Monster Inu didn't make it easy for him because he just basically just dominated. He went up in weight, y'all. Just think about this. Y'all in here, man. Think about that. He went up in weight. He didn't just fight a cab driver. He fought a champion. He fought a unified champion. Yes, thanks, Bink. Yeah, a unified champion. Because they asked him if he wanted a woman. He was like, nah, we just gonna go ahead and get it on right now. That's being damned to be great. So, yes, I think if Spence and Crawford, whoever wins that fight, if they win it in magnificent performance, I think you gotta give it to him, champ. Yes, I concur with what you said, Magic Man. I do.
Indeed.
Okay. Anybody else want to touch on that one before we go to the next thing?
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, I had Inoue in like my top 2 for a long time, pound for pound. Before, like after Donaire, I've had him in my top 2, and then going 4 divisions and beating Steven, he in my number 1 right now. So if you can get between Bud and Spence after this fight, depending on how this fight go, how dramatic it is, like the level of competition they bring out, I can see one of them jumping up ahead of Inoue, taking number 1 spot, and then that's your top 3 right there.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so now let me ask y'all. It's been about 1.5 years since Spence fought and about 7 months since Crawford fought. Do you think the layoff will affect either of them in this fight? Frankie?
I can only go off of what I know. I can only go off of my experiences. And I've never had a long layoff, so I couldn't tell you. So I'm going to have to sit this one out. I might have to get this one to somebody with a little more experience than me.
Mr. Tarver.
I can say this. 7 months is a lot better than you said 1.5 years.
Yeah, about 1.5 years.
18 months.
Because you got to understand, he's not really out of shape. He just had a tremendous knockout over the last one that he had. So he's going to capitalize sooner than the first one. 1.5 years, to have to go into a fight now and elevate that level, that might have an issue. It could slow him down early. Could have knocked the rest off in the first 2 or 3 rounds, and he might not afford it to knock the rest off, depending on how this fight goes. You know what I'm saying? So it could go either way. But I would prefer 7 months layoff than a year and a half. I think Crawford comes in much better shape overall, meaning just from the time he's been out of the ring. 7 months to a year and a half, you take that, any day.
Well, anybody else want to touch on that? The layoff?
You know I want to touch on that.
Go ahead, Mr. Lou.
You know I want to touch on that. I'm on fire right now. Hey, look, I really feel like it's probably the first couple of rounds it may affect them, but I just feel like when you're fighting at this level, you got professional training camp, you got guys that know how to make up for lost time, whether it's be putting in the extra work, the overtime. Spence, like you say, he's been off for what 18 months. I don't really feel like that's going to affect. It may affect him early, the first couple of rounds, but every great fighter should always have that second gear. And I think having that second gear, I don't really think that it's going to affect Spence. I look for this being a great dog fight, split decision. But to answer your question, I don't think that that's going to really affect it. It may the first couple of rounds, but at the end of the day, when the fight goes on, I think, the dog comes out of you and all the rest of that shit is out the window.
Okay, that's what you think. Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay. Junior.
I think it goes back to what my teammate said earlier about Errol after the cards and being more disciplined, staying in the gym. So now since he's been staying in the gym, that rust might not be on there as much anymore when you worry about it. Like one of the biggest things I remember old timers used to tell me is, you never know what anything might happen. You try to get fights to happen and don't happen. To go from 3 months to 6 to 9 and things like that happen. Opponents fall out for numerous things. Stay in the gym. That's the best way you could go ahead. And of course, there's nothing that can fully get you right than being under the lights. But at least you're getting the rounds in. But both of them guys, from what I've been told, they don't leave the gym for too long. They don't leave the gym for too long. I've heard with Bud 1 week. I've heard at best a month, and that's because they went to their kids' things. So I doubt the layoff's going to be that big of a deal. After that first jab is thrown, now you want to handle your business because he put his hands on you. So either way, it's going to happen.
Yeah. Bink, did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I feel like at the level that they at, this world championship, undisputed welterweight, first time in history at this level, at this magnitude of a fight, I feel like they both coming in here ready. Like neither one of them coming in here with any half stepping, any doubts. They both coming here ready to fight, no matter what the layoff is. And like we said, we've seen fighters come off of long layoffs before, and we've seen Floyd do it. So I with this level of fighting, this level of championship boxing, I suspect a great fight.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So y'all, this is my last question. So I'm gonna start off with Tarver, and then you can give us any closing or Tarver take that you want to give us. But the last thing I had to touch on it was Spence has had some challenges outside of the ring, which we all know that he overcame. The car accident. Then it was the eye injury where he had to pull out the fight with Pacquiao. So do y'all think any of this is going to affect his ability to perform on a high level?
No, I think he's ready for this fight. I really do. You don't want to put no roadblocks or make no excuses. So I think he's ready to, show and tell, and he gonna slide like he said. I guess I can't wait. I'm just expecting an enormous fight, man. If he come out and if he say he's gonna come out, I know Bud Crawford ain't going nowhere. So that's why I say, it could be like Hearns and Hagen. But like I said, that might not be his best way to win. I think he's gonna need a couple game winners, man. Just breaking, just thinking he's gonna be going in physically great. But you're gonna have to have a couple plans to go along with that, just in case that believe. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Did you want to give us any last words or any more to Tarver take? Because I know you gotta get out of here because you going to the fight, so you gotta catch your plane.
Yeah, Tarver State gonna be in Las Vegas, like I said, man. I'm gonna be out there for the fans. I'll be talking to all the champions and all the famous and legends out there. And I want to also just give my fans an opportunity to kick it with me as well. So, I have a fan appreciation where I'm going to be, hosting lunch, dinner, man, with my fans. So
I like that.
It's going to be nice, man. So I'm going to just enjoy the festivities. I'm going to be the biggest fan out there this weekend. So I can't wait.
And where can they find you?
I'm going to be going live from my social media pages, man. You never know who I'm going to be talking with, so tune in.
Indeed.
Okay, where can they find? What's your social media handle?
At Antonio Tarver on all social media platforms.
Okay.
That's right, man. That's right. Y'all give it up for man Antonio Tarver. He took the
Yes,
time to
sir.
come kick it with us, man. 5-time world champ. Hey, Tarver, go over there, man. I know you be having flashbacks, Tarver. You ain't got to tell me. I already know. But that's a story for another day because you done been in so many championship fights. And that's why me and KiKi, we're forever grateful that you come and kick it with us because we can pick your mind and always get Tarver takes. So, man, safe travels, man. And guess what? When you go live, I'm gonna be the first motherfucker right there to join the tap in, champ.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys.
Safe travels,
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate
Safe
it.
travels.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Take
you.
it
Tell
easy.
Junior we say hello.
I will.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Y'all stay on. Okay.
Yeah, that was dope.
Okay, y'all. So now y'all can give us the take. I know he got his plane to catch. So do y'all remember my question?
No.
Can you do it again?
Okay,
I'm sorry.
yeah. So I said Spence has had some challenges outside of the ring that he's overcome, which y'all know, the car crash, then the eye injury that he had to pull out the fight with Pacquiao. So I wanted to know, do y'all think any of this is going to affect his ability to perform at the high level?
Not at all. It's all about how many times you get up. And every time he's got up, every single time he's got up, he's been at the highest platforms, fighting in the Olympics. That's a big stage right there. He's been through it all. And the pressure bursts pipes, the pressure makes diamonds. And I think this pressure is going to make a diamond. It already has. And my bad, I'm over here.
Fight for your life up there, bro.
If y'all in the neighborhood, man, go get that man some bug spray, man.
Right, man, it's not even working. But yeah, I think he's gonna be at his best game, and I think this is gonna be one of the best fights that we've ever seen him do. This is gonna be one of the best performances out of all of his performances. But that's me personally.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Bink?
I want to go back to when he first initially got into that car accident. And when he made his first TV appearance, I forget which fight he showed up to, but I remember how terrible he looked, how swollen from like inflammation and scar tissue he sat in his face and everything. He looked terrible. And he's talking about fighting Danny Garcia. And I said, yo, he might want to retire. The way he looks now, I don't want him to fight no more. He looks terrible. And I doubted everything. Then he went in there and completely controlled and I don't want to say punished Danny, but he beat Danny decisively.
He outclassed him.
Yeah, he outclassed Danny. He boxed his ass off, and I didn't see that performance coming out of Spence after what he had just went through and how he looked a few months prior. So after that, I kind of washed my hands with doubting that, man. It's shark season. It's been shark season ever since. It's been shark season ever since, man. I'm telling you. Errol Spence is coming into this fight, and he ready to fight. His mentality, his competitiveness, just him being a man, a family man, a country boy. He down there on the farm. Texas, South side of the realest. I mean, hey, I could go on forever, man. It's shark season, man. Errol Spence is definitely ready. Terence Crawford is definitely ready. You got two guys at a high level of competition. It's like the Super Bowl. It's like the NBA Finals. It's the the World Series. This is huge for boxing. This is our World Series right here, man. And
yes,
I want everybody to sit back and enjoy it and appreciate what we got. Man. I love this.
Yeah. I saw you said no cheating. Y'all buy this fight. Y'all want this fight, so y'all better buy it.
Tell them, KiKi.
No streaming. Go buy the fight.
Go buy the fight.
Okay, go ahead, Lou.
Man, I really don't think anything's gonna affect this fight. Now, if you had told me he was fighting Terence Crawford right out the gate, then I would say that. You got to think, Bink, Francois Jr. He had 2 fights to fix whatever it is, any doubts he had in his mind, whether he physically recovered, all that's out the window. He's had 2 fights since then, and he looked okay. I gave him a B in the fight against Garcia, and then with Ugas, I really felt like he got back to him. So now all of this is the build-up. So to answer your question, I really don't think that that's going to affect the fight. I think he's going to perform at a high level, and I think this Crawford is going to perform at a high level. If he loses, it's not going to be because of the accident. It's just going to be because his opponent was the better opponent that night, better fighter that night.
Mm-hmm. What you think, Junior?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I doubt it. I mean, everything that y'all said just makes sense because the biggest thing was he started to get more disciplined after that accident. That's the biggest thing. He began to be more disciplined, more stringent. He cut the BS out. He separated himself from certain things. I know other fighters who, whether it's a hand injury, just different things, eye injuries, things like that. What Mr. Lou said is right. What you do is you start sparring, then you pick it up, then you might get in there with a bigger guy. Then you sign for a fight. Then you start really picking up the sparring. Then as the fight comes, you might even do circle work with small gloves on. Like, okay, do circle work just to get used to the pockets, everything. And once you put on the small gloves in that bell ring, one of the things I noticed that he did, of course, his style was here, but he started taking the contact a little bit. See, okay, all right, everything's still there. All right, the shot not phasing me too. He purposely stayed there in the pocket longer. Sometimes he'll take 2, then pull. He stayed there and then kept working. I was like, okay, he want to see if everything is still there, if his body's still sense or whatever. And I know that feeling. So it's like, once I knew that, I knew, okay, he's fine. He's going to be just fine. And then he continued to go on and started to box more. He's good. And it only helped that he cut out a lot of other stuff on the outside of the ring. That actually added on to it. So no, he shouldn't have any issues whatsoever. The only issue I would have with anything that he's like, okay, just make sure that, with a big fight like this, you might overtrain. That goes for both guys. You might do one thing just an extra too much because of the magnitude of it. I've seen it in the amateurs because of what type of tournament it is. The coach got to pull the bit on you. Like, oh, relax. You're good. We already picking it up just enough. We ain't got to do much more. So, those type of situations. So I think he's going to be just fine. Okay.
Thanks, Taj, for our super sticker.
Yeah, shout out to my little sister Taj Peterson. She in the building. She dropping that money on her big brother. All that money I gave, she finally paying it back.
That's right. Cha-ching.
That's right.
Thanks, Taj. And she said Spence all day.
Yes, sir.
Okay, y'all. So that concludes all my questions. Junior, you missed. We did a recap of Fulton and Monster.
I didn't want to recap that.
No. You gotta you on the panel. You gotta break it down.
Okay.
Did you want to get your thoughts on that?
Yes, sure. Okay. It's you, Miss KiKi. It's you, Mr. Lou. Of course, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. But man, first I tip my hat to my old amateur friend Scooter. I'm happy for him. Either way, he went in there. He could have easily moved up. He was already gonna move up, and he let the fight happen and everything. I tip my hat to him. He did his best, but it seemed like Inoue was one step ahead. For him to be, one thing that I noticed about Inoue is that for him to be flat-footed and have a wide stance, he can really explode from it without a problem. The setup started from the second round on. I want to say second or third. The setup started. Stopped him in the 8th. He kept giving him the stat, purposely giving him the stat, not adding nothing else to it. Kept giving Scooter the stat, We all know Scooter will sometimes chase the pick. What you're taught in boxing is you pick from here and pick from here. You don't want to chase the pick because once you chase it, a guy can see it and then go around it or come over top, whatever the case may be. Because of that high of a level, you only have at best 0.2 of a second to make a mistake at that highest of levels. So every time he kept on giving him the stab, then you started to see Scooter without a problem pull it and pull it and pull it. When he pulled down, You saw Scooter pull up, and then that's when he came over top. But when Scooter went straight back, that's what lined it up because he was so used to seeing it and thinking, let me step an inch off of range. Let me step an inch off of range, catch it again, step an inch off of range. Then step it again off. Now he launches out of far range where you thinking he shouldn't be able to and landed that right hand that started everything. But it more so was the hook that really damaged Scooter, in my opinion. I think that hook is, I think he wouldn't have been as damaged if it wasn't for the hook. He was hurt. He was buzzed, definitely from the right hand. That started all the trouble. But once that hook landed, that really added on to it. Similar to a couple weeks ago with Boots, where Boots wouldn't have landed that hook, they got up. He would have to start that whole sequence all over again. But when that hook landed, that's what really got him where he needed to have Scooter in trouble, stay in trouble, and then get rid of his man. But the foot, the biggest thing I take from this fight was the feet. How he controlled the foot. Every time Scooter wanted to make a move, he knew where he was gonna go. He separated. No, you're not going here. No, I'm gonna pull here. No, I'm gonna put my back foot here. Now I'm gonna bring it back this way. Now I'm gonna go this way. Now I'm back this way. Those little subtle things you could see Scooter come back, try to go back here, go back side to side, go back over here, and he just could not get settled in. He never let Scooter get into a rhythm, not once. Even when Scooter tried to, all right, now I'm set, I'm just gonna walk right here. Still could not let him get into his game.
And that was beautiful, man. That was a beautiful performance. Like I said, honestly, guys, I take my hat off to Stevie Foreman because, like you said, Junior, he could have went up in weight. He dared to be great. He went over to another country to fight one of their best, and that's what we asked for: boxing to be great, the best fight the best. These guys are taking the measures to do that. One thing I didn't like was that the backlash that Cool Boy got.
Yeah, that's
KiKi. We remember KiKi.
What? I didn't see it. What happened?
He just been getting a lot of backlash. I don't like that. Somebody is so great, doing so good, but the moment they lose one fight, or the moment they lose, people just give them hell. It's sad that they do that.
Yeah,
it's sad.
But we the same.
I know they're not calling Scooter no bum because he's far from that.
Yeah, they were
all
saying
that and above, bro.
Yes.
All that and above. You got the comments, everything is ridiculous.
You got to catch up, Junior, and go into the comments, man, because people, and that's why you seen Adrian Broner come out with a live. He went live to give Cool Boy his credit because so much negative
people have been doing that, coming to his defense. Yes. I mean, it's messed up. I mean, he went over here to another country. You know, he just took he dared to be great. He took a chance. I mean, it's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So if this video ever reaches you, Cool Boy, I take my hat off to you. You dared to be great. You went over there and they tell me he laid down. No, he didn't lay down. Sometimes, y'all, you just lose to a better fighter. Frankie, that's what boxing is about. Sometimes you might lose to a better fighter, and that's what happened. Monster Inu was a better fighter yesterday morning than Cool Boy. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're listening, Cool Boy, man, we still behind you, champ. Get back, come back, and do your thing, man. You dared to be great, and you chose to make boxing great again. Because this was a fight. Just think, this fight was in the morning. I know it's people in here right now that stayed up or got up early to watch this fight, and I
was going to work watching that fight.
That's my mom.
On my way to work, 4:30 in the morning, I turned that joint right on. I had it on the way to work.
Yeah,
I wasn't about to miss it, man. But you know, to add on to you, Lou, real quick, how many champions we done seen get knocked out and come back and have phenomenal careers and finish their career?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So for people to get on here and talk crazy about Scooter is ridiculous. And then we look at people from other countries. Say it's like Cambosis, for example, right? Australian. He comes over here, loses to Devin Haney or whatever. For example, right? But he goes back to Australia and gets welcomed by his home people. Australia welcomes him back. Our champion went and fought and he lost, but we're gonna welcome him back because he's ours. How can we send American fighters over there and they lose and they come back to America and get backlash?
Exactly.
What the hell is going on?
Exactly.
What are we doing? Exactly. We never stand behind our fighters, no matter what. They can be black, white, whatever. An American fighter goes to a different country and fights and they lose. They don't come back to a welcoming, and it breaks me. I hate it. I hate how we don't stand behind our fighters, man.
That's
We
so
we
true,
gotta do
Bink.
something.
That's so true.
I,
Yeah.
I just want to say this, Miss KiKi, and it's so many fighters that I've seen all my that get to that big fight and they purposely folded. It was nothing of what you saw them to be. They didn't even look like they tried, and they took the money and ran. Scooter went. Scooter was the same Scooter that I remember from Region 3 when we were kids. A dog who got mad when he lost all the time. In the amateurs, would get frustrated when he lost. Or he was still that guy. He didn't rely on for nothing. Every trick that he had, he threw it out there. Everything that he tried, he gave everything. And it bothers me because I've been in situations where the dressing room has been crowded, and I've been in situations where the dressing room is dead silent,
Yeah.
quiet as it's kept. And it is unfortunate. I'll never forget what Johnny Tapia said one time. He said, yeah, my city does love me. And you remember Albuquerque loved
Yes.
Johnny. But he said, I'm fighting in front of 100,000 people at the pit in Albuquerque, but the next morning, only 16 people knocked on my door. And he said, they checked on me, said, thank you for what you gave for Albuquerque. He said, the whole time my ribs were sore, and my wife, he said, Teresa, his angel, got taking care of him. No, he said a couple of the people knocked on the door, bought food for him and things like that. But I guess he kind of expected a couple more knocks on the door, just a few more.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, and it's unfortunate because it makes no sense to me. You ain't in there taking none of the shots. That's why it killed me when I hit his weed. Rain, I hate hearing that. Like, me and Rain, cool. Like, train with him. Man, you're not by yourself. Let's work. And we'll keep working. But I always say, he said, yeah, it's our time. I said, no, it ain't our time. It's you. It's your time, Frank. You the one who got to get in there. Even though we working together, love him to death. But, man, I'm saluting you from right here because I can't get in there for him. I wish I could, and I can't. But he going to know I got him, though. Yeah. But these are that they just want to brag that you can fight. Yeah, my man can fight. My man do this, that, and the third. But at least sit there and be with him. Be right there for him. When it's time, and you mean to tell me, even if you don't personally know Scooter, you're a boxing fan and you have the nerve. You ain't never boxed a day. You're like, you don't know how that cup feels sticking in you. You don't know what that 3 minutes can feel like. You don't know what it feel like to have it through pressing you. You don't know when your mouth get dry. You don't know what that feel like when you say you can't get out of the corner and you're trying to dig deep and they sing you back out there. You don't know that feeling. But you're going to talk about this kid who gave his whole life to this game since he was 5, 6 years old. Come on, man.
That's key, man. And look, we got a fighter in here. So I got a question for Frankie. And how would you feel if you were Cool Boy, knowing that you put your best every day, all the time, and then you take a loss and you have people back there? How would that make you feel?
I mean, of course, it will make anybody feel devastated. It will make anybody feel like they didn't belong. But at the end of the day, we're all writing our own stories, and we're the only author of our stories. So either he could dwell on what happened, or he can get up and rewrite his story, rewrite his movie, turn that negative into something positive, and move forward. So I definitely get it, and I feel for him. But at a time like this, there's nothing we can do. We can't go backwards. It's time to get up, come back stronger, and turn the page, start another chapter, and continue to be great.
Yeah, he made a post tonight. He said he will be back, and he said hopefully, he said maybe he could get a rematch. He said if they allow him to, later down the road or after he finishes accomplishing things that he wants to, the monster, he said maybe they'll give him a rematch. But he also said, this is the most his city has ever posted him or promoted him, after defeat. He said all these things he's gotten, all these winnings and everything he's gotten, this is the most now when he gets the defeat.
Miss KiKi, Mr. Lou, I'll sum it up with this right here. Sergio Martinez fights Chavez. He gets in the dressing room. I think he said it was 1,287 missed calls or something like that. He goes, he fights Cotto at the Garden, at the Mecca. Gets stopped, unfortunately. He said he had 2 missed calls. One was a wrong number, and the other one was his mother with his sister right next to him. That was it.
Wow.
It's the ugly truth, man.
Derek said he looked. Derek, what's up, Derek?
What's
Hey,
up,
Mr.
Derek Curry?
DC.
What's up,
Derek said
champ?
he looked
Derek Curry in the building.
intimidated.
What's up?
I feel like that for the first 2 rounds, but then after
Yeah,
the
the
third
first two.
round, he asserted himself in the third round. But then that's when Inu took it to the next level, and I just don't feel like at that time Fulton didn't have enough to keep Inu off of him, because once Inu realized that he wasn't going to be able to hurt him, that's when he mashed the gas, and all of his skills came out. Whether it was cutting the ring off, what is it called? The up jab. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
The up jab, the
Ten
French jab.
jabs.
Yes,
Ups.
the
Pulling
ups.
it. Yeah.
And he was able to catch Cool Boy a lot of times with just lead shots. And when anybody knows boxing, when you're able to catch a guy with lead shots, the rest is history. So, but like I said, I take my hat off to him for taking that fight, going over to Japan. The dare to be great. These are reasons why boxing is back in the building. This Saturday, y'all, just think about it. 3 or 4 days away, we got the most anticipated fight that I've seen in the last couple of decades. 6 years in the making. Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, and not just that, y'all. It's for undisputed.
Yes.
Terence Crawford can be the first. What is it, KiKi? The first male.
Terence Crawford is looking to be the first male boxer to become undisputed champion in 2 divisions. And then you got Spence looking to become the first undisputed welterweight champ in the 4-belt era.
That's right, and it don't get no man. KiKi like a stat. She got everything, dog. She got it all locked down. If I forget something, I just
And you see me over here like, yep, she's right. Yep, that's exactly what the stat was.
Junior, you be having everything too. I know you be having the stuff in your head too, the records and everything. I watch the show. Sometimes you be coming out with them records. I'm like, dang.
That's right.
You be doing them numbers.
That's right. I'm gonna ask a favor for everybody in here. Still 15 people in here. Put your prediction in the chat, because I want to be able to hold you Bammers accountable, because I don't want y'all to show it Monday. We got to get it on wax, because hey, look, y'all know some people be like, man, I had Crawford, and then Spence ended up winning. No, we're gonna go back to the videotape.
Got the receipts.
And got the receipts. So put your prediction in the chat. Whether it's why they win, put it in there, because guess what? This is a great fight. I don't think people should get caught up being right or wrong. What we got to look at, Frankie, Bink, Junior, KiKi, what we got to look at is boxing is great again. We're getting A-class fighters versus A-class fighters, and that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, right. I'm really just excited to see this, but I am going with Bud. But I am excited to see this. I like them both, but
yeah,
I'm going with Bud. I still say for some reason I just feel like, I don't know, the accident and everything. I just don't see Earl the same way. I know I'm probably wrong, but we'll see what happens Saturday. But I'm gonna tell you some of the predictions we got in here.
But I don't hear nobody saying what they should be saying before they do their whole I'm picking this person, I'm picking that person. Even y'all.
What should they be?
Y'all supposed to be saying 2 black men about to make a lot of money after all this hard work since they were kids and the amateurs. Make y'all money. Either way, I'm make y'all money. And they got a 3-fight deal. Make y'all money.
That's true.
Make your money.
I like that.
That's true. Okay, let me see. Okay, so Kevin is going with Spence all the way.
Okay.
Yep, Kevin going with Spence all the way. He says stoppage by Spence. Then Jamal, of course, he said the big fish all day. Linwood says Spence should win, but fighting at that weight, Crawford can get him. He's got to be the bigger man. Then you got let's see, Gerald Chandler said Bud. He said Bud gonna beat his ass.
That's right, Gerald. Talk to him, Gerald. My guy Gerald Chandler in the building. That's right.
Okay, let's see. Dennis said that the layoff and him wanting to take it to him going to be a problem for Spence. Let's see what else. Whatever predictions we got in here. Let's see. Tomasito said he already told you who he got winning the fight. I don't know who it is because he didn't put it in here. So he said he told you, but
Yeah, he said he going with Bud. He going with Spence.
okay. So we going with Spence. Taz, she said Spence all day. Let's see who else. Juan didn't say who he had.
Juan said he's going to be a draw, and he said they're going to do a rematch at 154.
Okay.
Hey, Frankie, you heard that, Frankie? He said,
Yeah.
Let me see.
I got Spence both times.
okay.
Back to back.
Let me see who else. Let's see. Daniel Christopher said both are cautious fighters. I think the fighter who scores points becomes the aggressor first. The aggressor first will win, but Bud is a great counter puncher. Hard fight to call, but my money is on Spence by split decision.
Shark season.
Okay.
Daniel Christopher. Then we got let's see. Now she was in here, but he didn't say. Who else? Let me see. Am I missing anybody else? There's a lot of comments. Let's see.
Who is Big Dose? Big
You said
Dose
what?
has called me out. He said, I hope you like Crow, because I'll be back like on after the fight, bro. Spence KO or TKO by love. I ain't never eat Crow,
Big
champ.
Joe said it ain't gonna happen for Bud. He said he got Spence by destruction, 7 to 10 stops. And together as one covenant outreach ministry. I think that's Fuller.
That's Irvin Fuller Senior. Yep.
Yeah, that's Spence. He said Spence all day. Kevin said Spence by TKO. Dennis got Crawford. Paul Carrick said Errol by stoppage in the 8th round. Derek said Errol with the 9th round stoppage. He said book it, Lou. Book it.
Hey, Dirk, I'm gonna call you my champ. Book it. I got you.
Betting on this one.
They said I'm hitting for a historical view. Yeah, Juan draw rematch at 154. Big Doe said, look what Spence did after the accident. Pastor Fuller, Irvin Spence all day, KiKi. Yep.
I love it, man.
Juan said, I always said fights are about making the most money you possibly can make. And you read Dose about eating a crow.
Yeah, eating crow. Yeah, whatever, Joe. We look, I don't know who Big Dose is, but put your government name so I know who you is, Chance.
He said he gonna make it taste good for you.
Shout out to my man Big Dose, man.
Like
he
it
coming
tastes like
me.
barbecue. And then Paul said he said he gonna come. He said the Big Dose he gonna come back to ask how that crow gonna taste.
Do I gotta answer that? Oh man. But
yeah.
So you empty your gun, KiKi? You empty your gun?
Yeah, I emptied my gun. I think I thanked Tarver too. But I want to thank all of y'all for coming on, agreeing to come on the panel. I really appreciate it. Whenever I reach out to y'all are always right back at me, getting back to me, letting me know if y'all can come on or not, and y'all make yourself available. So I really, really appreciate that. We really appreciate it. And yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah, and just thank everybody for tuning in. But before y'all get out or we in, can y'all tell everybody where they can find y'all at y'all social media handles? Go ahead, Frankie.
Francois Scarboro Jr. I thought I had it spelled somewhere on here.
It say Frankie franchise, but
it's
at the screen. Like I like how you say KiKi will probably have a screen.
I didn't see it up there. That's my fault. Down here. But Francois Scarboro Jr. You can find me on everything.
Okay. All right. Bink.
Yeah, y'all can follow me at Bink Boxing, no underscore. Bink Boxing, no underscore. And like I said before, I'm gonna say it again. We asked for this fight. We've been begging for this fight. 5-6 years in the making. All right? Don't cheat the fighters. Y'all want this fight? Y'all want to watch this fight? Pay for this fight. It's a steep pay-per-view. Fight party. Hey, yo, $10, pizza and wings. Let's come watch the fight. You know what I'm saying? Don't cheat the fight.
Like that.
Get the fighters their money that they deserve. This young man up here, Frankie, right? Coming up in the ranks. He's going to be a pay-per-view star. He's that exciting. He has that much personality. Y'all not going to cheat him when he go to fight on pay-per-view, are you? Y'all going to buy his pay-per-view because y'all know him and y'all respect him. right? So do the same for these fighters, man. Like Lou said, boxing's back. Boxing is back. It's one of the best eras of boxing we've had in a long time.
Yes.
So in order to keep boxing back and keep that ball rolling, let's do the right thing. Support the fighters, man. Let's put the money where it's supposed to go in these fighters' pockets. And follow me at Bink boxing no underscore.
Is the boxing ing? Is the ing on the end?
BOXIN, no G.
Okay.
No G.
No G.
Okay. Junior.
All right, JR the Golden Boy on everything. But I second my partner, and of course, Mr. Lou, I've been wanting Miss KiKi, I've been dying to come on here. So, and now you guys always showed me love. Y'all believed in me. You two of the other people who also believed in me. So I'll always have a debt that I would love to pay every time you guys ask me to come on here. Every time.
Thanks
Right,
for coming.
man. We love it's all love, man. We show up every person that's on this screen, man. When we see them, it's always love, always graciousness, man. Like I said, we support Frankie franchise. He's gonna be a pay-per-view star one day. We always support him. Scarborough Nation, man.
That's right.
Slip and Counter podcast. We always watch you guys. Even sometimes when I can't comment, I'll be at work. I have my AirPod in my ear, making sure I'm checking you guys out. Drop a few messages here and there, man, just to show love, because at the end of the day, man, this is one big old community, man.
Yeah.
And
family.
So we either need us to come on, chop it up, man. Come to the studio. You know what? I would love to come to the studio. I like y'all setup.
Yeah,
I'm putting my
Okay.
because I be seeing how y'all got the setup and y'all be showing the people walking in. I like that Hollywood stuff. So guess what? You know, in the future, one day, me and KiKi, you know, come to the studio, man, and chop it up, because that's what it's all about. Showing love, man, to each other.
And wear our Kenichi headphones.
Yeah.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
I love it, man. But once again, man, I appreciate all you guys. Frankie, man, future world champion, Bink, Junior, hell of a podcast. If y'all, man, look here, y'all better go follow Slip and Counter podcast every Friday, man. They have a bona fide interview on there, man. They're on the cusp of doing great things. So follow them. If you get a chance,
it's SLIPN and then Counter.
That's right. That's right, man. So guys, thanks again, man. Hold up. You know what? Real quick. I'm gonna go around the room. Frankie, pay-per-view buys, real quick. What's your thought? How many buys you think? Yeah. I had that one in the chamber.
Damn.
I plead the fifth. I don't want to answer. I don't know. I honestly have no clue. I have no clue.
What you got, Bink?
I think they might come close to 1 million. I don't think they crack 1 million, but I think it's like 998,000 or something crazy like that. But I think they might. But if everybody bought the fight, 1.3 million, 1.4, 1.5. You know, that's the point I'm making.
They need to put you on the payroll, champ.
They do. Showtime, sign me. Premier Boxing Champ, sign me.
Right. What you got, Junior?
I'm gonna be realistic. You got two guys that they should do 1 million pay-per-views, but we already know that's a good chance it's not gonna happen. Because of them not being too mainstream. They're mainstream, but they're not super mainstream. I mean, Errol's more mainstream than Bud in a sense, but both of them are very quiet. They're not Tank and Ryan type of thing, you know, always on social media. So I would say you want it to be 1 million, but I'm going to say 500,000 to 750,000.
You know what, Junior? That's what I got. I got 750,000 buys. That's what I got. I got it written down right here. So I'll ask the lovely KiKi, because she's always questioning me. So now I'm about to reverse it, and I'm questioning you. How many pay-per-view buys do you think this Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fight is going to accumulate?
Let me see. What you say?
How many pay-per-view buys?
No, what was yours?
750. Don't try to use my numbers. Come on with your own numbers.
I'm gonna say 800.
Okay. I can see
800. Okay.
Yeah, I can see that, because one thing, and that's one thing that Bink was saying, piracy, illegal streaming has a lot to do with it. Because if you look at a lot of fights have succumbed to illegal streaming, and you got to calculate that. But I think if we didn't have that, I would say 1.2. But because we do have illegal streaming, 750, and that's what I'm going with.
Put my answer in the book because me and you, I'm gonna see who's closest or who
Hey,
won.
look, she always in competition with me, y'all. Y'all don't even know the life of Liteskin Lou, man. What I gotta deal with, man. If I say high, she say low, man. This is
Right.
like y'all don't even understand, man.
I love it, and I love to see it.
Whatever. Yeah. Put it in the book.
I'm putting you down for 800K, and I got 750K. Frankie said no decision.
My name Bennett.
I ain't in it. So I'm gonna go. Let me see. Bink. Hold up. Junior, you said what? 750.
Half a
right?
million. Yeah, $500,000 to 750. Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool. But gentlemen,
did you get Binks?
I got Bink. Bink said.
Bink said $1 million.
No, I said they're not gonna do a
Oh,
million.
900.
900,000.
Yeah, 900.
Yeah,
Oh, 100K off. This guy.
No, because I've heard a lot of casuals talking about this fight at work. A lot of casuals that shouldn't be talking about boxing, talking about this fight. So
good point.
Yeah.
We're gonna see.
Big Dude said, I think Bud and Spence should go on Jake Paul's podcast and steal some of his fans because we know his fans are going to pay because he does 1 million buys when he fights.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a good point. Yeah,
and he ain't half the fighter is in neither one of them. But sometimes it's about social media and it's about being known out there. Yeah. So that's a good point.
Yeah, and Paul said Bud fans don't buy his pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, Paul, what do I know you from, Paul? I think I met Paul today. I was delivered to like a church. That might be Paul. Paul, if that's you, yeah, put your name out there. I met a guy named Paul today. But yeah, guys, I can't tell you.
Jamal said I'm gonna win.
Man, tell Jamal shut up, man. Wheels are still, man. My guy Jamal, Wheels are still in the building. That's my guy right there, man. We go back like babies and pacifiers, man. That's my
Taj
guy.
Said I'm a cheater. How I'm a cheater, Taj?
You trying to get my number?
Your brother, I'm gonna win.
No, see, you got my number. And you trying to like you on the Price is Right. You know.
No, I couldn't remember what you said. No, I hate when the people on the Price is Right because you said 750. I could have said 751 or 752. Yeah. I hate when people.
That's right. So yeah, guys, man, thanks again, man. I look forward to seeing you. It's so many fights coming up. Frankie franchise. If y'all don't follow this guy, y'all better go and follow him. Future world champion. Scarboro Nation is be in the building. It'd be like 5,000 of them, Joe. They being all color coded and everything, man. So follow this young guy, future world champion, Bink and Junior. Guys, thanks again. And we will definitely be in contact with you guys.
Yes.
Indeed, man. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah. When y'all next show?
Friday.
Okay. Who y'all got Friday? Can y'all say it yet?
We don't have a guest for Friday.
Oh, okay.
I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think we have a guest Friday. Not yet, but we'll let y'all know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. We'll advertise and keep it moving.
Junior smiling over there. He must know who he got.
He got an ace up his sleeve. I already know this.
He over there smiling. Right. So y'all make sure everybody that's in here, y'all have liked the like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Follow us on all our social media, Facebook, Instagram.
That's right.
Twitter, TikTok, live with Liteskin Lou. And what else? You got anything else? I guess you don't have to get flowers today. So you got anything else? We close.
No, I love these guys, young guys, man. They like little brothers to me. Okay. Continue to be great. Junior, keep breaking these fights down like you do. Bink, same thing. Hey, Frankie, keep knocking the motherfuckers out, man. That's all you do. That's all I want to see. Keep knocking them out,
and
man.
And do the rockabye, babe. Put them to sleep.
That's right.
I'm had to keep it.
That's right. I'm dying to see what your next costume and what your next song, your ring song gonna be. It's a lovely thing, man. Keep us at bay, champ. I don't want to know. Just keep us at bay, champ.
For sure.
So, man, we definitely we'll chop it up, man. Me and KiKi gonna stay on for a little bit, but we would definitely like to see you guys in the future, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Indeed.
Yes, sir. Yes, man.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, y'all.
Thanks for having us.
Bye-bye. No problem.
Last one out.
Yeah, you last one out. That's right, man. Y'all get to put your
We staying in?
Yeah, let me just a couple of minutes. You know, KiKi, you know, I gotta what's the name?
I know, but I thought we did everything. So okay.
Nah, we good. But no, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. We had a crowd tonight. People stayed in here. They was locked in. KiKi did her thing today. She hosted today. So without further ado, man, put that cheeseburger and biz down, and y'all give it up for my co-host, the beautiful, the lovely KiKi. That's right.
Oh,
She did her
thank
thing today.
you, my handsome host. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
that's right.
I
That's right.
appreciate that. Thank you.
And
Let's
once
give it up
again,
for you too.
well, I try to do what I can when I can. You know what I'm saying? But no, thank everybody, man. Stay tuned. Next week, KiKi, she gonna be dropping whatever we got going on next Wednesday. Y'all know what it is. Stay humble, stay hungry, and always live your life to the fullest because tomorrow ain't promised to you. What's going? Why you laughing?
Jamal said, "Oh God."
Why did he say that?
Thanks, Tash. Because I guess when you were saying what you were saying about the beautiful, lovely, and then I said my handsome host. So Jamal said, "Oh God."
Man, Wheels is still is a hater, man. But that's my guy, man. He was in, he was locked in. I look forward to this fight. We're gonna revisit it again. And y'all know what it is. Now go ahead, KiKi. Oh, yes. Special shout out to Atlantis Fox, man. One of Fox brothers. This is his shirt. This is his brand, man. Go support this guy, man.
Tez.
Tez,
I don't give a fox.
That's right. I don't give a fox. Y'all know what it is. Y'all see, we representing these young fighters. When they put something out, we right behind them, standing behind them, man. Merch, fights, all that stuff. That's what we do here.
So, so get it. What is his Instagram? Yeah, so you can hit him up if you're interested in any merchandise. You can hit him up. His Instagram is, let me see, I'm gonna tell y'all. Sly as a Fox.
Yeah.
SLYAZAFOX. So his name is the boxer name Atlantis Fox. So that's why it's I don't give a fox. So that's pretty cool, y'all. You know, you gotta get it. It's pretty cool.
Right. Support these young fighters as they go and do great things. So thanks for reminding me, KiKi, because it totally slipped my mind.
No problem. See y'all Sunday. What's Sunday?
I don't know.
Maybe after the fight, but we won't go on Sunday. Maybe we'll do a little special and come in on Sunday to talk about the fight. Maybe we'll do that.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Yeah. It's like everybody saying they see it Sunday. I'm like, church? What? What's Sunday?
Like, what's that about? He kind of lost me with that one.
They said Bible study.
You know what? I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna definitely leave that one alone.
But thanks everybody. Yeah, we had a packed house in here tonight, so we appreciate all of y'all, the chat, everything. People that wasn't in the chat, but you was in here. We appreciate it all.
That's right.
Thanks everybody. All the guests again. Tarver, he had to leave after he gave his take on the Spence part. He was here for the whole thing. Pretty much,
yeah.
But he had to go catch a flight because he's going to the fight. He's gonna be at the fight and doing some things there. So Antonio, Magic Man, Tarver, we really appreciate you taking the time out to come on the show. Again, Bink Jr. Slip and Counter Podcast. Make sure you follow their podcast. Pro Boxer Frankie, the franchise, Francois Scarboro Jr. Appreciate Scarborough Nation. Next time he fights, y'all make sure y'all get a ticket to his fight. He's 6-0. So y'all do it. Oh, Sherelle, you missed it, Sherelle.
Oh, my girl Shampoo. Special shout out to my girl Shampoo was in the building. She probably was in the back in the cut watching.
Yeah, she said Antonio Tarver was here. Yeah, girl, you missed it. He was on for about an hour.
Yeah,
you missed it.
You could have chopped it up with him because he's very responsive to the chat.
Yeah, Sky Level. Oh, that's Mike. Hey, Mike.
That's my brother, Mike. What's up, champ?
Nice show, y'all. Now Jamal talking about shampoo.
Oh,
Look, all right, yeah, we about to get out of here.
hold up. Frankie mom was in here while Nita Scarboro. She
Oh,
was in
yeah.
here. Yeah, she was in
Hey,
here.
great show. Thank you, Nita.
Yeah, we had a full house tonight. We really appreciate you guys. But guess what? I got something to do, and so do KiKi. Like I said, KiKi gonna be posting what we got next. And we up out of here. Peace.
Yeah. Nah, no profit. Yo, where you at? Where you at? My homie Lou on the mic. The mother hosts need to stop. They ain't doing it right. If you ain't turned into Lou, what you doing with your life? Conversation so sharp, it ain't your usual night. We got athletes, entrepreneurs, even celebrities. Politicians discuss nationwide discrepancies. Hardcore tackling issues in our community. Spreading on knowledge, creating an opportunity. Tune in live with Liteskin Lou. Tune in live with Liteskin Lou. Tune in live with Liteskin Lou. Tune in live with Liteskin Lou.
Liteskin Lou. Liteskin Lou.